And while there are a number of local races, in fact, you can see a list on NBC15.com, the state presidential primary is taking center stage. And here today are Roger Putnam of Putnam Roby Williamson Communications and Brian Schimming of Midwest Strategy, also vice chair of the state Republican Party. Guys, thanks so much for being here. What are you looking to learn from tonight's results?
There's just so much to learn. At least I'll start. I mean, you've got, I know you're going to be looking very closely at how the conservatives are voting, where, and what kind of nick they're putting on your presidential candidate, Mitt Romney, right?
Well, tonight's the night, maybe, for the whole Republican presidential race. There's
Really?
a lot of talk that if Romney does win in Wisconsin tonight, he's been leading in the polls. There's talk that if he gets a big win tonight, that'll be very important in terms of momentum. We'll put him over halfway to the 1,144 delegates you need to win the Republican nomination in August. So it could be a very, very big night for Mitt Romney.
And does it mean something that Santorum is not even in Wisconsin tonight?
Oh, I don't know. He's back in Pennsylvania in his home state. I was with him Saturday in Milwaukee, and then with Romney on Sunday here in Madison. Santorum's been all over the state. He's really he's kind of bowling for delegates rather than for dollars, because he's been everywhere. But he's getting a lot of attention. He's got a strong base out there. I expect him to do well. The question is, how well?
You know, the other thing is, you know, conversely, the conservatives are, you know, we're going to be seeing how many turn out, how active they've been. Conversely, you're going to be, the Democrats will be looking at the union factor and union-endorsed candidates and how they fare against, you know, non-union candidates or walker appointees, for that matter.
And you have a hope for one of those candidates to come out, one of the Republicans?
Well, no, I don't necessarily have a hope. I just think it's a bellwether of what we can expect heading into the recall elections.
What do you think of these allegations of election bribery that have been fronted by the Democratic Party today?
The cousin subgate?
Yes.
Well, you know, I find it ironic, at least, that the party that has been crying about voter fraud and fighting things in the courts that are the first to be accused of malfeasance at the polls over sub sandwiches. So,
well, I'll say this. The Democrats know election bribery when they see it. So if they're accusing it in big cities, you know. Look, I think that was a side story today, and everyone's desperate for various storylines today. They want to take a cheap shot, they took it.
Let's talk about the polls. I saw, Brian, on your Facebook page today that you reported that there's some confusion and that people are actually voting on both sides and their ballot is being thrown out.
Yeah, I went to vote in Fitchburg this morning, get one big ballot, one big sheet, and they have primaries for both. Even though Barack Obama doesn't have a primary, they had both Republican and Democrat primaries. Well, I walk in and the poll worker said they had a 21% error rate because people were voting in both primaries. And if they voted in both primaries, the votes were thrown
you don't
out.
Get to do it again. It's
right.
out.
Well, as I said to Brian, if we'd invest more in education, this wouldn't happen. But no, but seriously, this is a very confusing time. You know, it's unclear. I mean, is this a Republican primary? Is this a normal spring election? Is this the primary for the recall election? I mean, you have to do your homework, and if you didn't, you could see why confusion is out there. And
that could even impact results. We'll have to see tonight. Any local races quickly that you're keeping an eye on?
There'll be a lot of county board races, certainly Dane County judgeship race as well. So there's a lot of local, as there always are in April, there are a lot of local races. We'll see how the turnout goes. I didn't get a good sense today. It sounded like okay turnout, but overall a little bit low. So we'll see how much the presidential primary brings people out. I've been traveling the state a lot. There's been a lot of excitement about the primary. But the thing for the Republicans, you know, this is kind of the movie that just came to a theater near us.
Dane County judges race and the Madison School Board race, lots to learn separately and together there.
Yep. Very good. Roger, Brian, thank you so much. We appreciate it as always. And stay with us. They will both be back tonight at 10 for a reaction to today's results. And we'll be back right after this.